Hey guys, how's it going? So this is the follow-up video to my Gromit method one that I recorded yesterday. So I played a game in the Russo Gambit, I think, against Ralph Guerrero from Australia, who's just over 1600, and I've pasted it into my Russo study on lichess. I've set the computer lines to 0 so we don't see Stockfish's recommendations, but we are going to see the eval bar, right? So that's important. So what we're going to do now is, I have the game in front of me, I have my notes in front of me that I took, and this is not extensive, you know, it's literally like one piece of paper, less than one side of paper, because I only got up to move 21, then how to move quicker, if you saw the video. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the moves here, and the point about this is study, right? But for those who want to improve, you should be really excited about this stuff, right? I'm excited about this. I haven't looked at the game. I haven't hit game review, right? I know that I won. I think I won on time in the end. But let's go. Let's see what we can learn. And you're going to come along with me for the ride. Okay. So it's an e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, Italian game, Russo Gambit, okay? This is the first 3 moves. The first 4 moves I've said are theory. They take, now, this goes from plus 1.4 to evens. So in my world, that's going to be a mistake, right? I know this is a mistake. It allows me to push the pawn with tempo. In theory, it also allows you to play d5 with tempo against the bishop. Now, do I want to see? Yeah, I'll keep the book open. I'll keep the book open, and I'll keep it at just 1800 and 2000 level, because that's around my level on lichess. Okay, so from 0-0, next move is push forward. Okay, 0-0 still. So it's probably the best move. Comes with tempo, right? So I can put, you know, with tempo in my notes. There we go. He retreats, which is interestingly not the best move. I mean, where else can he go? He can't go there. He can't go there because he gets taken. So that's out. There he gets taken. That's out. There he gets taken. So I'm curious to know what is best. I'm sure it's not Queen E2. I'm sure it's not, because I just counter that and he's still got the same problem, which is that his knight's under attack. But what on earth is better than that? Their knight takes, their knight takes, their queen takes, their queen takes. Well, I'm intrigued. Okay, knight G1. Not the best. But what's better? He can't check because the knight's in the way of the queen. I don't know. We shall see. Okay, so my knight out from point 6 to point 2. The point is that I guess d5 is playable, but my concern here about d5 is being faced with the immediate queen out. Okay. So yeah, with knight out it drops down to minus 0.2, which means it's slightly worse for black. This, and then g3. Well, you got g3. I can't. No, I have to play g3. Pretty, yeah. Oh no, g3 is now a blunder. So is it king e7, something like that? Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't like this position. I just don't like it. So we played knight f6 to prevent these kinds of shenanigans, which is okay. And we have a slight edge, okay? This is probably the best move. Attacks the pawn, we're defending. And then, yeah, pawn to d5, hit with tempo on the queen and on the bishop, and I know that I can play this move, even though it's attacked twice, it's defended twice, and this is okay. So we've kind of got through the opening tussle now, and this This is a blunder. I mean, two pawns. Well, it's at least a mistake. I'm going to put mistake. So I'm guessing bishop b5 was better. I mean, the only alternative is e2 or all the way back home to f1, and that's not going to happen. Okay, so 1.9, and let's play on. Recapture the pawn, minus 2.3. Yeah, good move. Why not? Yeah, and look at this. Look at this situation now. Both knights out, one bishop out. We've got the only pawns in the centre, and what's more, you'll notice that this bishop is really feeling awkward for the rest of the game, because right now he's only got 2 squares to go between, so he's not a happy piece. Okay, so from minus 2.3 to minus 1.5, this looks like a good move from white. Oh, and now it's gone back to minus 2, so it's okay. It's okay. I don't think capturing en passant is the right idea. So to the notes now. Okay, move 8. I've put what's critical, the priority here is to develop and castle. Okay, and the computer really disagrees. It really doesn't like bishop d6. Okay, now I considered e takes d en passant. To apologise. Back to move 8. Now, I mean, that's to bring his queen out. No, he can't. Oh, en passant, queen can't capture. He'd have to capture with c. That looks like the better move. Yeah. The better move, as queen cannot recapture. And c takes d3 leaves doubled isolated pawns. I'm assuming that's the thing, and so this is what we're trying to do. In the first cycle of review, we go through, I'm using the evaluation bar alone, so that the computer is acting like a coach, saying it's not doubled on isolated pawns, it's a you know, leaves an isolated pawn, IQB, isolated queen's pawn, because queen can't take, and this is not nice. Yeah, so going from, yeah, that's not nice for white. Okay, so I should have done that, but I didn't figure it through. Yeah, I didn't calculate, and that has to count as a mistake. Say a blunder is like 2.5 or something like that. A mistake. Okay, so I prioritized developing and castling. Looks like I missed a positional opportunity to capture EP, but was there something better? I don't know. Okay, now opponent now plays bishop out here, which is inaccurate. Okay, dubious move. Let's scroll down. And I said, okay, so tactic. I said tactic. And I considered knight to b4, but then discounted it. Didn't like that idea. Because it's not really doing anything. It can be kicked away, and then I've just lost a turn. I've got 2 attackers. No, I haven't. So what's the tactic I play? I play bishop b4. Okay, bishop b4. Trying to, yeah. But then, look, I have moved the same piece twice. I played bishop b4, and that's okay. That's okay. It's a decent move. Decent move. We shall see that. So yeah, and then on the second review, we'll go back with the line switched on. Then the engine's going to tell me what it thinks with its deeper calculation with a better move. So I get to go through this process twice. Okay, now move 10. What's critical? Develop the queen and castle. Queen d6 is the move that I... Hang on, no, I've done that. This is... Okay, they play queen d2 first. Okay. Queen d2 is fine. I play queen d6, which is inaccurate. Okay, so forgive me for scrolling, but I have to go down the screen. Okay, that was inaccurate. Why? Why? I didn't consider anything else other than that. And these are the spaces where we're trying to expand thinking. Okay, so from here, there's a better move. Does it want me to castle straight away? Two defenders on that. That's not it. Knight is pinned. Surely not castles. Castles is okay, but maybe not. Oh, sorry, I keep doing that. Castles is okay. I play queen d6. There was a better move. Okay. Well, I can't see it. I can't see it. Bishop here to prevent long castles. Pawn takes. No. We'll see it on the next round. Okay, so I play this, and now we are equal position. He kicks, which is all right. Slight advantage for white, yeah. I drop back, that's all right. Yes, move 11 forced. Now move 12 after they castle. The question that I put down is trade bishop for knight? Question mark. Should we trade the bishop for the knight? And candidate move, defend d5. Yeah, here I think white just failed to... in fact, no, the knight isn't attacking this pawn because the knight's pinned. So I think I said that in the game. Okay, so I play long castles. So I've got a slight advantage here. So, slight inaccuracy. Don't know. We shall see. Better move than that. Maybe trading the bishop. Let's find out. No, that's even more inaccurate. Okay, so it's not that. So bishop there would be dubious. Okay, so we don't do this. We played this, and then they push, which is inaccurate as well. So we're on move 13. I put f3 no threat, develop. Okay, so we go from negative 0.9 to negative 0.456, which is all right. They do that, and that's a mistake. Right? Just over 2 pawns, we'll call that a mistake. Okay. Hang on, it's gone to 3 pawns now. I think that almost qualifies as a blunder. Let's up it to a blunder. Okay. Move 14, I put gamble. Poor light squared bishop for 2 pawns. So I'm considering this trade, right? I get 2 pawns for this. H2 threat, I've noticed that I've got a queen looking at that. Also, if I take, the knight ends up on g4. We've got 2 attackers on h2, and the open f file. So, for minus 3.2, big badder blunder. Big badder blunder. Uh-oh. Right. So there's something about this. It hated this move. It said this move was terrible. So, I mean, what I'm thinking, I've just had to pause because the dog was yelling. I think the computer the engines very often disapprove of material losses. So in this case, I mean, does it just want me to drop the bishop back and defend this pawn, for example? No, that's not it either. Okay, I'm going to put question marks on this, and we're going to come back to it because there's a learning opportunity. The point isn't to sit here and just rack my brains and try every move I can think of. Clearly, this is something that doesn't fall inside my normal kind of thinking patterns. I went for the sack. As we see, computer disapproves violently. That's the best move, and I recapture, which is also the best move. Okay, so let me get my book out again. Where are we up to? This is move 15. Now it's white's going to play move 16, and he's just lost this advantage. Okay, so we call this a mistake. Why is it a mistake? Well, I've said prepare to double up on F. So I think the move I play here is rook d7, preparing rook d to f7. Okay, rook d7. No, that's not quite accurate. Yeah, that's inaccurate, so let's put dubious move there. It didn't like that. I guess, does it just want me to do this? No, it's not that either. Drop the knight back? No, that would be a mistake. Wow. I don't know. My rook's under. Is there a counterattack? Is that its idea? This? No. Well, I don't know. I'm confused. So let's do that now. You know, I could take longer and longer and longer over this, which is okay as well. Right. So I do this, and it's got white slightly better here. I missed something, didn't I? I guess dropping this knight back might also have been a thought, but that would also prepare c5. No, that's also not it. Okay, go figure. Okay, so I do this. They hit the knight, and now that's inaccurate because now black is slightly better. And you can see this is very much how it goes, you know. But even when we're watching World Championship games, we see the lead or the evaluation swing backwards and forwards. Okay, move 18, I've said academic, right? I go in there because boom, you know. So what was their mistake with this? I guess they just didn't notice that threat. Kick the knight and prompted it to look for a really super square to go to, and there we go, and now we have a good lead. So that's clearly a good move. Move 19. So here I've put, no, this is move 18. Sorry. Yeah, this, okay. Academic, right, so, sorry, got my moves wrong. Academic is like, really doesn't make a huge difference which rook I capture, but that was not the right one, apparently, according to the machine. Interesting, we'll find out why. They recapture with the rook, we're still slightly better. Still a pawn and a half better. Okay, now I'm saying, okay, ideas h6, queen h2, here, trying to shut down their most active piece. So I do play h6, and the computer says that's good. They retreat, which was inaccurate, let's say. Okay. Now this enables me to play g5 should I wish, which is the move that I play. So rook f2 pin. So that's what I'm saying. I think that white here is concerned about this move, and that's why they played the bishop back to here to guard that square. Right? g5 is really the only move that I considered in this position, and it doesn't like it. It says that's a mistake. So what should I have done here? Bring the queen in, maybe. Queen in? That's good. That's good. Yeah. So queen h2 would have been a good move. Let's see if there's a better one. Okay. I move 21. After this, obviously, what's critical is the queen's on prise. I've got to do something. And so I played this, and we go from -0.8 to even. So there was a better move there as well. Huh. Well, I can't go here, here, here. Was it just queen? Yeah, queen back to e7 maybe? Yeah, that's okay. That's better. Queen here? No, not really. Probably, yeah, likely queen e7. Okay. And then from this point on, so my idea is now to restrain white. So I'm trying to prevent this move, right? Because then queen can take. That's the idea. And we find ourselves in an equal position, okay? And there's another 18 moves or so. Queen comes here, which is inaccurate. I bring my knight round. It doesn't like this move. But, you know, I'm wanting to play c6 at some point to shore up my pawns. It doesn't like this. It doesn't like that. And honestly, I found this move a bit odd as well. I did find this move odd. Looking at my moves now in particular. Okay. This is okay. That's not great. And now, I think at this point, white is starting to kind of overtake me on the clock and starting to run out of more time. I'm using now white's time to do some of my thinking. And that's definitely inaccurate, at the very least. Okay, so that's dubious. Why? I mean, it's not necessary. I don't need to do this. But I figured that, the thing is, as well, when time becomes a factor, it really changes the profile of the game as well. So I'll be interested to see what it's got to say about that move. Okay, knight comes in. Rook drops back. Hang on. Forgot to look at the eval here. So knight drops in, white slightly better. Okay, didn't love rook d8. Maybe rook d6. No, rook d6 loses to the bishop. Really interesting. So is it saying I should give up my rook? I don't know. Bishop takes, king takes. Again, we're still even. Queen comes up with check. Queen blocks. And that is a blunder, probably. This is a blunder. But why? Is it because of this move? I think, yeah, and I may have noticed that in the game. He had this move, which is a three-way fork on king and both rooks, and the queen can't recapture because the queen is pinned. That's the problem, okay? And there, this was the blunder straight back because he missed the tactic, okay? But he's under time pressure, and now I'm, nearly minus 2 pawns again, or 2 pawns up. This is all right. I'm just shutting down his queen. Defend this backwards pawn. Just plug up the position if I can. And that was just rubbish. Okay, kick the knight. He likes that. He doesn't like that very much. It's very happy with my performance. I'm now minus 4.6. Even though, what is material? I'm up a couple of pawns, I think. Knight retreats again. This is all right. Knight retreats again, and now he's in terrible trouble. So I don't think we need to see the final throws of the game. So what I'm going to do now is going to hit this. I'm going to look at multiple lines. I'll stick all 5 on. And we're going to go through the game one more time, right? And I'm now going to refer to the comments that I made when I went through it blind, and then use the engine. So, yes, it doesn't like this. We know the computer doesn't like the Russo. Okay, so here e5 is the best move. d5 is also playable, the immediate d5, but it's not as good. And here he should play knight d4. Interesting. Okay, and I'm sure I have this in my comments here. If knight takes, it fails to queen h5 check because we have the pawn on f5, right? I have to play this. They take, right? And then queen f6 is the best. See, what I've played a lot before is this move, which is not great, because they just push. You take the queen, they take the rook and get another queen. So you've just lost an entire rook. And your kingside is completely shattered. Okay? So it is kind of dangerous. So when they take, if you push, if they play knight to here, right, you have to know what to do. You have to develop the other knight. Because as soon as this diagonal opens up, okay, have to develop the knight. This is critical. Yeah, only move there. Very important. All right, so let's go back. So, you know, this is, I'm studying here. Right, so they move back, okay. I move out here, which is, actually the computer says immediate d5 is preferable. Hang on. Yeah, slightly preferable. But I just liked the comfort than having that bit of protection there. Because I mean, how's he going to stop d5 anyway? Okay, and here d5 is the best move. It's what I play. Good, so I'm happy. And we have a slightest edge. Oh, interesting, interesting. The machine says knight takes d5 is the best move here. But how many human beings are going to play that? Let's have a look at a booker. Okay, all set. Yeah. All right, now it's a bit cramped. Bishop b5 is played a lot, which, as we saw, is not perfect. Bishop b3 is played a lot. Knight takes d5 has only been played 90 times out of 1,000 games. But let's just explore this line, just for giggles. Yeah. They take the pawn. We play knight to here, or knight takes knight. They're both the same. So let's say knight takes knight is but yeah, that's our defensive knight. Okay, so this then, knight to e5, queen e2, and this has never been played at the 1800-2000 level. So we don't have to worry too much. Then we can take the bishop. Okay, and if they do anything other than knight takes f6, they are in a losing position. But the thing about this is that, yeah, we've really opened up the queen as well. So if they retreat the knight, it's not good. So we can't see what's actually played here. Knight f4 is terrible. Let's just see why knight f4 is terrible. Because we have knight to d6. No, that's not you. Knight back here to attack us on the pawn. And it says this is a winning position for black. It's around 4 pawns benefit. Interesting stuff. Even though we're actually, are we slightly down in material? No, we've won the bishop. Okay, anyway, so back to the actual game. I play knight to f6, they play knight out, which is best. Okay, we play d5, and they go back here. So yeah, knight takes d5 is actually better. Bishop takes d5 is the second best move. So it's saying this bishop's going to, maybe, what did it say? This bishop's going to be so bad, stuck in the corner of shame over here, right? That you're better off trading for a central pawn. Maybe that's its argument, I don't know. Bishop b5 is third best, and then bishop b3 is the fourth best move. But what's most played? Bishop b5 520 times, bishop b3 375. Okay, so pinning the knight is slightly better than retreating that way. That's not what he did, because he's only 1601 at the time. Yeah, guessing bishop b5 was better. Actually, knight takes d5 or even bishop takes d5 are better still. Wow, there we go. There's a lesson there, because we're going to see this again if we play the Russo. Okay, now d4, whoa! It wants me to push and attack the knight. He says, don't worry about recapturing the little piddly pawn. d4, really control the centre. Hit the knight again with extra tempo. Wow. So let's look at this line. You're here. And their best move again is to sack. Now that's not likely to be played. Okay, it's only been played once actually. Knight takes pawn. Best move by the engine, only played once. The most common move by a long way, knight c to e2 in front of the king. And then, oh golly gosh, bless my cotton socks, we push again. We just charge up the middle. Now you see how much interest there is in unpicking what seems like a relatively ordinary game. You know, I've never come across this whole line before. And this is great. Right, what should he play? Knight g3. What the huh? But what they play in reality is cd. ed, we play. His knight's in terrible trouble. Wow. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, and what I'm learning for myself is this. The engine now is training me, but it's not just the engine because it needs my active participation. It's training me to come up with new creative ideas that are not in my normal merry-go-round of thinking, right? If I play the same old moves that I always play, I'm going to get the same oppositions that I've always got, you know? But this is an exciting position. And Stockfish doesn't even understand what exciting means. It's just calculated, right? This is really cool. This is super cool. Okay, anyway, let's go back a bit. Bishop drops back. I grab the pawn, which isn't ideal. So we'll say, actually, Dave can go on a mad charge now. Exclamation mark. And a capital D for Dave. So he does this. This is okay. It's all right move, and it's saying yes, the en passant was the better move. Yeah. So I did this. No, capturing en passant was the best move, and then bishop b4, pinning the knight. So I didn't play that. Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm going to say here, delete my previous comment, or bishop b4 pinning the knight was better. And we kind of know this, you know, I mean, a pin is better than not a pin. It's a resource. It means this knight can't move, or it means this opponent's going to be forced to make a very quiet move with the bishop, something like that. Okay, they now play this. Computer doesn't approve. It's saying bishop takes d5. Right, so yeah, so I noticed this actually in the game, that I'd actually blocked my queen's defense of this pawn. Right, don't do that. If you've got a backwards d pawn and the queen's defending it, don't stick a stupid clergyman in the way. So yeah, another reason why this would have been better. Okay, but he misses it, right? Yeah, White misses the hanging d5 pawn, because he's only 1600. That's what you have to say to yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, man. And the lower your rating, the more mistakes you make. Okay, best move here, knight to e2. And that's a move I played later and it didn't like, I think. Knight to e2, rook to b1 is a move here. a3. What? Oh no, so, excuse me. I'm getting confused on which end of the board I'm on. Right, it's not knight to e2. This is knight to e2. It's White's move. Okay, so he should play this. Okay, apologies. Right, from here. Okay, and now it's me to move. Okay, because that's the move he actually played. Right, knight e7. Knight e7 is the recommended move here. Bishop still to b4. I mean, that's moving it again. And in fact, I do play bishop to b4. I do play bishop to b4, which is the second best move. And I do feel a bit of a chump for having moved the bishop twice. I should have just done it in one go. There you go. Queen here. Now it's saying knight a5. Knight a5 is an interesting one. Sorry, knight to here. Right? Because I can then attack this bishop, mess up my opponent's queenside pawns. I then castle kingside. That I know is a general idea. However, I'm not a fan of this bishop. I'm thinking my horse could be a better piece than that bishop. Okay, so I play this. It doesn't like that. It says knight a5. It says bishop to g6, dropping this guy back. Knight to here is, yeah, short castles is fine. Knight to e7 is fine. And even pawn to a5, right? All of those are better than this. But I'm still slightly ahead. Okay, they kick the bishop. Bishop takes c3 here is the... No, it's not. It's changed its mind. Drop the bishop back, which is what we play. Knight g to e2 should now be played. And he doesn't do that. He long castles. Okay. So, and so do I. Okay. Now here, what did it say? Rook f8. Yeah, got a semi-open file. Stick a rook on it. But castling's like third. Oh, now it's saying castling is second. It's saying h6. Now it's saying bishop g6 again. It likes the idea of dropping this bishop back. This is all okay. It's all minimal actually. Okay, so I castle. We have h3 as recommended or king b1. Or knight g to e2. Yeah. Computer now plays, no, not computer, opponent plays this. And this is inaccurate. Saying now rook h to e8, centralize the rook, or ef, or king b8. What do I play? Rook f8, rook a to f8. Okay, but it's still slightly ahead. And it just doesn't like this. Bishop g6 is the best move. Yeah, bishop g6, keep it on the board, and pointing towards king. I guess, and that puts black in a distinctly better position, especially since we're likely to have trades on here, maybe. But I don't do that. I take, and it disapproves. It says f takes is compulsory, and knight takes, or bishop takes this knight as well. They're both okay, but white is actually slightly better here. It's still saying you've got to develop your knight, but they don't do that. Now they give away their advantage because again, bishop takes c3. Or rook d to e8. Okay, so the move I play is this. Okay, rook knight g to e2 as well. What? Oh no, that's their move. Rook d to e8. Yeah, just keep the rooks paired up. But then I've got this idea, so I'm not unhappy about this. It's one pawn difference. Okay, they should now drop the bishop back according to the machine. Or they should still develop this knight and then, you know, activate rook, activate the second rook, which they don't do. And of course now knight f2, again also bishop takes here, it likes. So I did consider this move quite a few times. I just shied away from it. Now it says they have to play knight g to e2. They really wanted to play this move. Anything else is just losing. And they play it. They finally find the move. And here, rook f3 is the strongest. Or knight takes this rook. Rook f3. It's supported. Yeah, it's getting up in opponent's face. Maybe preparing to double up rooks here. That's still playable. But I took that one, which wasn't the best. Because after queen takes an h6, which I think is what we get, let's just go back then and say, okay, what would happen if they did this? Then they have to take with rook, yes. And then h6. Bishop drops back. Well, I don't see a massive difference at that depth anyway. Okay, so they did that, takes, then I kick the bishop, which I guess it approves of. Now queen h2. Queen h2 is the move. Yeah, that's what we guessed. Queen h2, kind of pinning this knight a bit, attacking this pawn, and the bishop behind it. What are they going to do? But I didn't. I played this kind of natural looking g5. They drop back here. Queen e6 was best. Yeah, that's what I guessed. The queen e6 still defends this pawn, for example. Oh yeah. Yeah, well actually now this pawn's again attacked twice and only defended once by the rook. See? Very, very basic things. Counting attackers and defenders, guys. Yeah, this is, you know, the kind of thing that you need to be pretty fluid at when you get to, you know, 1000 to 1200. You know, you don't want to be making counting attacker and defender errors. Okay, now this is interesting. It really didn't care for this move at all, although I wanted to complete my pawn chain. So here, the computer says queen to f3. Attacks the bishop, attacks the pawn behind it, potentially attacks this knight second time, although it is currently defended by knight and queen, but that really does get white in a thumb lock. Yeah, queen f3, good move. Oh, now queen f5. Saying queen f5 is maybe just as strong. Queen f5 attacks this pawn. Lines the king and queen up with there. I don't know. Anyway, so we played it. It doesn't like this move. It says that it should now play knight takes e4. The only good move really for white. Knight takes e4. Attacking the queen. And also creating a discovered attack on his own queen. Oh, and it's also a discovered attack by the queen on the bishop. Hell's teeth. What an idea. Okay, there. Queen a6 is best. Defending the bishop. Wow, look at these ideas that the engine comes up with. You know, that I didn't even consider. Having said that, again, you know, we are running a bit low on time. But that move, what a move! Saying, I'm going to create a discovery against my own queen, but if you do, I take your queen, but then lose the knight. That's a toughie. That is a toughie, guys. They play this move, which is a mistake. Say mistake. It doesn't care that much for this move. Again, queen f3 or queen f5. Yeah, I'm just not being quite aggressive enough with my queen. Knight comes out to, and then, you know, we kind of know how it goes from here. I've got a meaningful advantage at this point. Well, no, let's look into this, because this is the one I'm not sure about, right? Again, it's saying queen f3. Queen f3 is good. Right? Knight f6 is... Knight g6 is good. Knight to here. And then queen f5 again. All right, so two options for the queen. Really wants me to get my queen stuck into my opponent's half of the board. Yeah, they are the best moves. But it's saying queen f3 by some margin. I guess it's on a light square. It's not going to be disturbed by this light squared bishop anytime soon. This knight can't even come around and hassle the queen on that square. I'm putting pressure on this bishop. No real reason to do this. Knight c5 best there. That's what's played. Good. Now it's saying bishop f4 with check. Bring my bishop right there. Wow. Oh, wow, okay. Well, my rook isn't under attack. Well, it is. No, sorry, it is. It's under attack by the knight. It's saying come here with check. Bishop takes, g takes. And then queen to g4. Oh, with a double threat here and pinning the rook. Wow, that's interesting. But we don't do that. I play this. They trade off. Yeah, which is the only move. And now queen g3 check is best. That's what they play. Good. Rook to d6 is better than that. Wow, okay. So white is +3 here. I should have blocked with the rook. Should have used the cheapest possible move. Oh yeah, and we know why. Because they have knight e6 check, which would have been quite winning. But they missed it. Yeah. Now I should play knight f5, and I do, and block up the situation, and then we walk it home from there and eventually win on time. So, all of that from one game, you know? And don't you feel like having sat through that process, it's taken us, what, an hour, right, to go through this process, you'll learn an awful lot more doing that than you will from playing an hour of chess. Yeah? That's what we're talking about. If you really want to improve, analyse. Spend your time analysing. And this really, what I'm proposing is 3 steps. Write down your thinking as you go so that you can compare what you read on the board, as in what is critical right now. All right? Is it structure, development, defense, attack, whatever, you know, control of squares? What's critical? And then what candidate moves do you consider, which will then show you later on what candidate moves you did not consider. Then after the game, we go through it using just the evaluation to give us just a nudge, a suggestion that, you know, whether a move was good or bad, which then prompts you to look for better moves. And then finally we go through once again using the engine and its actual suggested moves with the line switched on. I'm sure you could do this as well on chess.com, but what I like about doing it as a Lichess study, or a chapter in a Lichess study, is the ability to add your notes more easily as well as you go. So yeah, you could probably do this on chess.com as well. This is the way I'm doing it. I hope it's useful, hope it's interesting, hope you've learned a thing or two. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.